The Galactic Combat Academy's training hall stretched 300 meters across, its crystalline floors designed to withstand the full force of a Krathian war beast. Lisa stood at the center of the arena, her small human frame dwarfed by the assembled cadets who had come to watch her mandatory evaluation. Around her, dozens of species regarded her with expressions ranging from amusement to outright contempt. "Another human," chittered Zelthor, a mantis-like Vexari whose razor-sharp limbs could slice through steel. "Why do they even bother sending them here?" Lisa ignored the comment, rolling her shoulders as she waited for her assigned opponent. She'd heard it all before during her 3 months at the academy. Humans were weak. Humans were fragile. Humans had no natural weapons, no armor plating, no venom sacs or electromagnetic fields. They were the galaxy's joke, a species that had stumbled into the stars through sheer luck and now pretended they belonged among warriors. The academy's combat instructor, a towering Krathian named Vornak, stomped into the arena. His forearms crossed over his barrel chest as he regarded Lisa with something close to pity. "Cadet Lisa," he rumbled, his voice like grinding stone. "Your evaluation opponent will be Cadet Zareth." A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. Lisa's eyes narrowed as Zareth stepped forward. The Thralkian was a legend at the academy, undefeated in 237 matches. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, his obsidian exoskeleton gleamed under the training hall's lights, 4 powerful arms ending in claws that could crush titanium, a tail thick with muscle that had shattered bones and ruptured organs. He was scheduled to graduate as the Academy's combat champion, and they'd matched him against her. "This is cruel," whispered Lewis, Lisa's only friend at the Academy, from the observation deck. The young human had been her companion since Earth, and his face was pale with worry. "They're trying to make an example of her." Vornak raised one of his massive arms. "Standard combat rules. Fight until submission, incapacitation, or death." "Begin!" Zareth didn't wait. He charged forward with terrifying speed, his claws extended, his tail whipping behind him for balance. The crowd roared their approval. This would be over in seconds. Lisa didn't move. The Thralkian strike came like a meteor, aimed directly at her head, a blow that would decapitate most species. At the last possible instant, Lisa shifted her weight, her movement so minimal it seemed like she'd barely moved at all. Zareth's claw whistled past her ear, missing by millimeters. The champion's eyes widened in surprise. Lisa's counter was instant. Her fist drove into the soft joint where Zareth's lower right arm connected to his torso, one of the few vulnerable points on a Thralkian's armor. The strike wasn't powerful by galactic standards, but it was precise. Zareth's arm spasmed, his nervous system disrupted. Before he could recover, Lisa was already moving. She ducked under his retaliatory swing, her hands finding purchase on his exoskeleton. The crowd watched in confusion as the tiny human appeared to be trying to climb the massive warrior. Then they understood. Lisa's fingers found the neural cluster at the base of Zareth's skull, a weakness documented in every Thralkian medical text but considered impossible to exploit in combat. No one was fast enough or precise enough to target something so small on a moving opponent. No one except a human. Lisa applied pressure to 3 specific points in rapid succession. Zareth's entire body went rigid. His forearms locked in place. His tail froze mid-swing. The Academy champion, undefeated in over 200 battles, toppled forward like a felled tree. Lisa rode him down, maintaining her grip until his face hit the crystalline floor with a thunderous crash. She released him and stepped back, brushing dust from her training uniform. Silence filled the arena. Zareth twitched once, then lay still, conscious, but completely paralyzed. The entire fight had lasted 7 seconds. "Impossible," breathed Zelthor. Vornak stared at the scene, all 4 of his arms hanging limp at his sides. In 3 centuries of teaching, he had never seen anything like this. Lisa walked calmly back to her starting position, her breathing barely elevated. "Medical team should check him," she said, her voice carrying in the shocked silence. "The paralysis will wear off in about 5 minutes, but he's going to have a headache." Lewis was already racing down from the observation deck, his face split by an enormous grin. The other cadets parted before him like water. "How?" demanded Vornak, finally finding his voice. "How did you know?" "We read," Lisa interrupted, meeting the instructor's eyes without flinching. "Humans might not have claws or armor or venom, but we study. We learn, we adapt, she gestured at Zareth's prone form. Every species in this galaxy has weaknesses documented in medical databases. You all just assumed no one would be crazy enough to memorize them. But the speed, protested a Vexari cadet. The precision. Humans evolved as persistence hunters on a death world, Lewis interjected, unable to contain his pride. We might not be the strongest or the fastest, but our hand-eye coordination and pattern recognition are off the charts. We can throw projectiles with lethal accuracy while running. We can track microscopic movements, and we never ever stop learning how to kill things that want to kill us. Lisa allowed herself a small smile as medical teams rushed to attend to Zareth. The champion was already starting to regain sensation, groaning as feeling returned to his limbs. Around the arena, the assembled cadets looked at the human girl with new eyes, not with amusement or contempt, but with something far more appropriate for a warrior species. Fear. Fornak's mandibles clicked together in what might have been respect. Combat evaluation, passed. Score exceptional. He paused, then added, "Welcome to Advanced Tactics class. Cadet Lisa. Something tells me the other instructors need to meet you." As Lisa and Lewis left the arena together, the whispers followed them. The story would spread through the academy by nightfall, and from there to every military installation in the sector. The humans had arrived. And they were nothing like what the galaxy expected. They were so much worse.